Hey guys, I just want to give an update on some of these projects. First one, I released this video yesterday about Phantom 1 Profit, um, and uh, it's only been about 12 hours since I released that. And just to give you an update on that, I haven't moved this page since yesterday when I released that video. And this was the balance. So it was just over 3,000 Phantom. Let's go ahead and refresh this page. Now we're at over 30,000 Phantom in the balance. So it's 10x in about 12 hours. So it's starting to build. Uh, if this can, keeps going, we're getting deposits, consistently every few minutes. That's a good sign. So yeah, as this continues to build, probably the next day or two, I'll probably put in a bit more as I feel more comfortable that more people will be following. So yeah, that one I think I'm a little, like, personally I'm a little bullish on. This is my first jump into the Phantom Network. But yeah, it seems to be going well so far. And again, after each of these, I will, strictly state, I'm not giving anybody financial advice. This is just what I'm seeing. This is for your information. You can make your own decisions off of this. These are very high risk investments. Just know that, this is not advice. I'm not telling you this is what you should do. I'm just providing information for you. So yeah, that's Phantom 1. That's going pretty well so far. Matic Staker, I want to talk about that and what might be happening in the next week here. One, I would say, yeah, it's such an interesting project because there's not a lot of tax on these things, so it's interesting to see what will happen here. I think you've got to be very, very high risk to be putting something in that 28-day platinum. It's like, yeah, the ROI is insanely high, but that is because this has insanely high risk. If I were to be doing this right now, I'd be considering the silver, and more than likely just the savings, so I can get that ROI out, my initial investment out, within about 8 days. So, yeah, this is one, this contract balance keeps growing, and what this balance is going to really see is this coming, Thursday night, Friday, depending on where you are. This is going to probably take a dip. If it goes more than like half, I'd be concerned. If it's like a third, if it goes down by a third, that's not horribly bad. But if it goes down and starts climbing back up pretty quickly, that means people are reinvesting, which is very good. If it just drops and then stays down, it means people are taking and not reinvesting. And that's one thing that I would be concerned with. So that's just something to watch with Matic Staker. This next weekend will be interesting to see what this does, as these 14-day, especially this 14-day lock, that's going to come to an end, and we'll see what people do. On to Stable 1. I have not been suggesting this, but I just want to tell you what's going on there. And so everybody kind of knows what happened with Stable 1 with the withdraw issue. And with that withdraw issue, they've been giving some people refunds. I've seen other people waiting on refunds. It's good that they're refunding people's initial back, but it's kind of bad they're not offering what they've made in their investment off of this, because all the early adopters got in, didn't even get to their initial investment back, and then they just got their initial investment back and were told to get to the back of the line, which was very not cool. And then, everything went down with that, and they added the timer, which made other people upset. Of course, I've said why they did that, and they said that fixed the issue, and they said that's no longer going to be an issue for new users. Well, obviously that was not correct information, and I've explained why that still is a problem. But they kept saying that the 10-day timer fixes everything. But now they're coming out with a version 2 of Stable One that fixes that whole loop problem, and they're going to be launching that later today. A lot of people are saying, yeah, good job, you guys. That's great for the community. But the problem is, like I explained in a few videos ago, the problem is it's going to be under a new contract and a new balance. They're going to shut off the investments for Stable One version 1. The problem with that is the contract balance that you see is going to continue to go down. It will never go back up because there's no new investment there. So if you got in on Stable One version 1 in the last week or two, you might be left holding the bag because this contract balance, that's what's going to pay you. And if everybody that got in before you drains this, you get nothing. So no longer, they went through the whole debacle with withdraws, people not being able to withdraw. You're going to have all the newer investors now, they're going to be left holding the bag with this one. That's the concerning thing about Stable One. I feel like the best solution was to just make a timer and just say you can't withdraw until 30 days. And that kind of would have resolved everything. You wouldn't have got as much ROI, but if you're trying to push a new token, your NFT Dragon program, things like that, it's better to just have that one problem and people be mad about that than have withdraw problems and then a bunch of people being mad because they can't even get any of their investment out that invested recently. It's good that they fixed it, but it's something they should have done before. Anyway, that's kind of my view on Stable One. I considered, maybe I'll throw some into version 2, but the way that they've kind of handled this with the community, I'm not too happy with. I know they're just trying to fix things, but they need to be more transparent about things. When they say that 10-day timer fixed everything, everything's good, they should have been more open about that. I've approached them about that when it happened and said it's still going to happen after about 2 months, and they muted me from the group. So, which I honestly don't care too much about. Anyway, personally, I'm going to steer clear from this because they just have not been very upfront and very honest about this. So anyway, that's just a quick update on these projects. I'm still pretty bullish on the Phantom One Profit for an ROI DApp. I'd put a little bit into it, but I wouldn't put tons into it. That's just me personally. Matic Staker, the savings one is looking pretty good still. Maybe even the silver locked, depending on your risk level. You go past this, these ROIs are insanely high. So, and they're going to continue to grow until it gets to 20%. So, and then Stable One, I've kind of soured on that project, but I hope everybody that can get in it does well. Anyway, just a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is just for your information. You need to do your own research, make the decisions that are best for you. And I've got another Matic Staker one coming out later today. We'll catch you on the next one.